out there, YouTube? This is SEL0320 representing JVS. I'm back at it again for a brand new spoiler-filled TV review for the second season of The Flash. This is episode number 12, Flash Lane. This really showcases about Wally West and the reason why he's such a speedster, quote unquote. Now, all honesty, I actually really love the dynamics between Wally, Iris, and Joe. Even like having them kind of be at the table together in the beginning of the episode. Kind of Barry just kind of speeding through the city, checking on stuff. He went by there just to check, and he saw them together, and it was like Wally is still like having this need to go out into the streets and like street race. And it's like, why are you doing this, bro? Like, you said that the reason why you were doing this is because you were trying to do it for your mom and you pay bills. I don't know why, but they don't. I mean, like, I knew that, you know, their mom was dying, but they never, you know, I thought it would be kind of like a funeral or some kind of regard like to that. They kind of just go straight into it. I don't know if I like that or not. But either way, like, they move forward and progress pretty well about it because Iris brings it up. But she wants to protect her brother by any means necessary. And just Iris does her Iris thing of trying to butt in with the bookie that's orchestrating the races, getting threatened, and putting her life in danger twice, getting her dad involved. But she all does it out of love. She all does it out of love. Like, I've seen her do stupid stuff like that to try to help Barry and be there for Barry. So it's understandable. It's really understandable. It's just, I was like, come on, Iris, be careful, please, you know. And then when it all happened, like when Team Flash finally found out that the tar creature had an involvement, affiliation with this guy, this bookie that was running the races. Like, they all were, you know, they were trying to track this guy down, and, you know, Joe knew because Iris knew. And so they all tracked him down and got to him. Wally was in the middle of the race, and then all of a sudden the tar guy shows up. The car goes tilted up, and he's about to go up, and I was like, yo, where's Barry? And luckily, Iris knew enough to call Barry. Barry bravely, you know, gets into the line of fire and saves him. But then the car moves backwards and is going at Iris. And like, as you saw in my reaction, like, I was freaking out because I knew that his speed had been dampered because of what Dales did. And I'll go into that in a little bit. But he wasn't fast enough to save Iris. And I think that they should have, like, you know, kind of let that maintain a little bit. Like, why did Barry not go to the hospital to see her? Why did he call instead? You know, I mean, yeah, I know he probably wanted to get on the case and, you know, take care of the situation and take the tar guy out. Even freaking Joe got angry, y'all. Like, he even knocked the tar guy out when they were able to kind of diminish his powers. But I felt like they could have allowed Barry to have a lot more weight to feel about that. This is the only other woman in his life right now. And, you know, I felt like that would have been a little bit better to kind of trend on. But, what can you do? But she didn't die, thank God. But, like I said, the Harrison Wells situation. So Harrison decides he wants to go forward with this, but it was like, it was so much fun things that were happening because Barry was trying to help him find a way of being able to stop the breaches. And like, I didn't know that they would go into this as far as the TV universe, but Flash has this ability of going super speed at everything. And so he learned all the books that were from Earth 2 in front of Harrison. He just got so annoyed by it. But they ended up having like really good chemistry, really good dialogue. And basically, they started to really trust each other and know each other in a lot of different ways. But Wells has said, like, look, it came down to my daughter and you, I would choose her every time, you know. And sure enough, he goes through with putting the device on Barry's emblem, and it dampens his speed, and was able to take the speed, and even met up with Zoom, who took Barry's, you know, the 2%, I guess, of Barry's strength, his speed, and injected it into himself. And threatened Wells because Wells was like, look, if you give me my daughter, I will continue to do this no matter what. Otherwise, you have no leverage. And dude just stuck two of his fingers up into him. And he was like, you don't have a choice. This is not a discussion. I was like, dang. But what surprised me, which was really good, is the fact that, you know, Wells heard what he said about like him not being fast enough to save Iris and stuff like that. And he's like, look, it wasn't your fault, it was me. You know, he confessed to it. Joe got upset. They locked him up. And like, Barry had one of the more civilized moments, I think, of the series where he kind of went down and said, look, Cisco, you were in that same situation, you did it too. And if it was any of us, we definitely would do that same thing if he was put in the same situation. And so it's like we can't turn his back on him. We can't turn our backs on this guy, and we have to save his daughter. And they're deciding to go to Earth 2, which is really exciting, especially looking at the new preview, seeing the Dark Firestorm, seeing even Killer Frost. Either way, it's gonna be some epic stuff going down in Earth 2. I can't wait to actually see where that's gonna go. I only keep on going back though, as there was a flashback I saw last season when Barry went through the Time Force the first time, and he saw a version of Barry Allen that was in prison, and I was thinking that has to be the Earth 2 version. I don't understand that connection, what's going on with that, but I guess we'll find out. But either way, this was actually a really good episode. I'll probably give this episode a 9 out of 10. I actually really enjoyed it. I think I didn't even give it a rating for my first reaction, unfortunately. But I did really enjoy it. Thanks everybody for watching, and if you got any comments or thoughts, what was your favorite moment of this episode, leave it in the comment section below. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Love y'all.